Hi, my name is David and welcome to our new YouTube studio. From here we will present to you tutorials, videos about Ghost White Toner, our white toner printers, our white toner transfer media, heat presses, and how to use these equipments to make fantastic products from t-shirts to ceramics to all different kinds of materials. In today's video we're going to take a quick look at the settings that you will use on our latest white toner laser printer, Little Ghost. We will specifically look on which settings you can make to increase the toner density, to have a better transfer experience and more vibrant and vivid colors, and which settings you will use to print on our famous transfer media Laser Dark A foil and B paper and on our multi-trans paper. All these settings can be made directly on the display of the printer, so no need for you to configure any software or hassle with any driver settings. You can also make these settings inside the printer driver, but we will take a look at this in another video. So let's head over to the printer and take a look at the settings. Little Ghost comes with all toner cartridges, white, cyan, magenta and yellow. And to access the toner cartridges, you just open the front tray, you pull the blue lid and you see your cartridges. You can see that I've got already my white toner installed and the Ghost cyan, magenta and yellow toners. This spot is actually where you can swap between the white and the black toner anytime. Just take out the white and insert it back in. You can do that as often as you like. Little Ghost cleans itself, it does an initializing process after swapping the cartridges, and then you're good to go. Just close the tray and close it. Little Ghost is based on a Canon printer which has two paper feeds. One is a single sheet feed here on the top. You will not necessarily use that. We recommend using the bottom tray, which can be opened here. You will use that for printing on the Laser Dark or onto the Multitrans or any other of our transfer media. The printer has a display from where you can access all the settings. As I said, you can make all the settings directly on the printer. You can wake up the printer by pressing this little button, and you can always go back to your home screen by pressing the little house icon. So let's make some settings. You wake up the printer by pressing on the sleep icon and the display immediately wakes up. You can see on your home screen that you have access to the menu and that you also get an indication of the levels on your toner cartridges. This is just a rough indicator. You will get a more detailed toner level when you print the consumables report. Just press the down arrow to access the menu and press OK to select an item. Here you can make different settings and preferences. We will move to function settings and we will move to printer. Always use OK to confirm printer settings, and now you can access all the settings regarding the printer. And we will first take a look at the print quality and specifically the density. So you will choose that and choose density again, and here you have all the different channels: yellow, magenta, cyan and black. And we recommend to increase the toner density for at least the black channel. This is where the white toner sits, or all channels, especially if you're using transfer paper. This will make sure that the most toner is laid down on the transfer paper, which will give you the smoothest and best transfer experience. As you can see, you can increase or decrease between -8 and +8. Just hit OK for this channel, and I will do that for all channels right now. Just use the arrow keys to navigate, press OK, and the printer will immediately save the settings. You can always go back to this and change that if you like, but for transfer we recommend to have it all set to +8. You can either use the return button to go back, or you just hit the house button to go back to your home screen. The second setting that is relevant for you if you're using transfer paper is the paper setting. You can navigate to the paper setting by going to menu using the down arrow, and then again to function settings, printer, printer settings, and then default paper. This will give you first the paper size. For all transfer papers sold by Ghost, this will be A4, and then you can access different paper types starting with plain 1, 2, 3, 4, different recycled and color, thin and heavy papers, and a different assortment of coated papers, coated 1, 2, 3 labels. So if you want to print regularly on the laser dark A foil and B paper, the A foil is a transparent foil media, you will choose plain 1 or plain 2 as your standard paper setting. You do that by just hitting the OK button and the printer confirms that the setting has applied. If you are printing on the Multitrans paper, which is a coated paper, has a coating on the paper and has blue lines on the back, you will choose from the coated paper types, and you will rather choose coated 1 or coated 2. It really depends a little bit on the environment you're working in, the humidity of the air, the temperature you're working in. If coated 1 or 2 works better for you, we found that both of these settings are working really, really well. So if you print regularly on Multitrans, let's say you're making ceramics or mugs or signs a lot, you will have this as your standard setting. If you are printing regularly on LaserDark A and B, you will choose plain 1 or plain 2 as your standard paper setting. If you hit the home button, you get back to your home screen. And then there's one really handy feature. If you navigate with the down arrow all the way to the point on your home screen where it says paper settings, you can directly access the paper settings from your home screen. And then you just choose from which tray you will be printing. Multi-purpose tray is the small single sheet tray, and drawer 1 will be the one you use. You choose the size, and then you can quickly change the paper setting without navigating through the whole menu. This is super handy and super easy. I use that very often when I just want to check which paper setting I have and to change that depending on the type of media I want to print on. You can also see that there are many other heavy or thin papers available, which you can use for all kinds of other printing applications like cards, menus, or anything that is not necessarily a transfer application. As I mentioned, you can access all these settings that we've just shown you on the display of the printer, also in the printer driver. So it really depends on how you like to work best, if you want to make your settings each time you're using the printer driver, or you just want to have them fixed into the printer. Once saved, all these settings will be in the printer firmware, and no matter if you turn the printer off, if you disconnect it, if you move it somewhere, it will always have these settings applied and be ready to use. If the settings that you make in the printer driver when printing differ from the settings that the printer has in its firmware, the printer will give you a warning. So this is very, very handy, because then you can choose before printing that there's a different setting, and you can maybe make your adjustment. Let's say you choose plain 1 or plain 2 for the laser dark media in your printer driver. You have the laser dark media in your printer, but the printer setting is still coated 1, then the printer will give you a warning on the screen and ask you if you'd like to change the paper setting. You just confirm that, and then it prints. So that also avoids mistakes when you have different paper types at use at multiple applications. So these are all the settings that you have to make. We will make more detailed videos on this printer and on the settings, also with some on-screen recording and of course with some hands-on printing. But many of you requested to get some easy settings for the start, and we hope that you find this video helpful. If you like these kinds of shorter videos where we just explain one thing at a time, please give us a thumbs up below. Make sure that you hit the subscribe button and turn on the bell so that you always are notified when we launch new videos. We're going to show many, many things. And for today, I say thanks for watching and see you next time.